An Afton-based organization is taking down sex traffickers around the world. Increased sunspot activity means more dazzling light shows in the Cowboy state, and 2 Crook County ranchers are off the hook for bleaching obscene images onto their neighbors' cows. We'll take a look at these stories and more today from Wyoming's largest news organization. I'm Wendy Kaur for Cowboy State Daily. An Afton man and his international anti-sex trafficking organization have helped bring down a mixed martial arts fighter accused of sexually abusing women and girls in numerous countries. 38-year-old James Schulte was arrested in Arizona last week, in large part due to the work of Libertas International, a global human rights organization that advocates for victims of sex trafficking and abuse. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland spoke with the founder and president of Libertas, Tyler Schwab of Afton, about the organization's mission.
The organization will be giving care or counseling or support of some kind to a girl or a woman who has been trafficked or who has been exploited or abused in some way. And that helps them forge connections where they can investigate more and connect women with law enforcement agencies so that they can pursue investigations and charges.
President Joe Biden's administration has said it will ban by 2026 the use of lead ammunition and fishing tackle at 8 wildlife refuges in the eastern U.S. Political reporter Leah Wolfson says Wyoming Representative Harriet Hageman has co-sponsored a bill to stop that ban, but says she isn't the only one concerned about the potential impact the proposed ban would have on Wyoming.
Many are concerned that this could be kind of a trickle-down effect that could affect Wyoming through expanded mechanisms someday. I mean, there are about 7 or 8 refuges in Wyoming as well.
Hageman told Cowboy State Daily she's proud to have sponsored the legislation, which she sees as protecting the Second Amendment. The bill has passed out of Hageman's House Committee on Natural Resources and will next be heard on the floor of the House. Well, as the sun enters an 11-year period known as solar maximum, Wyomingites can expect a lot more dazzling aurora borealis displays. Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi explains that the colorful light shows are caused by a giant collection of sunspots that cover an area as wide as 15 Earths.
Sunspots are what generate these solar flares that when they reach the Earth's atmosphere, they interact with it and become the northern lights or the aurora borealis. So the more sunspots there are on the surface of the Earth, the more solar flares, the more aurora borealis.
I'll be back with more news right after this.
At Hilltop Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big decision. That's why we're here to be your trusted partner on the path to home ownership. Our experienced mortgage team will guide you every step of the way, from pre-approval to closing. We offer competitive rates and a wide variety of home loan options to best suit your needs. With our local knowledge and personalized service, you'll feel confident and comfortable throughout the entire home buying process. Contact us today to start your journey toward home ownership. Hilltop Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, 2 Crook County ranchers who'd been accused of defacing their neighbors' cows earlier this year are off the hook. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that Patrick Carroll and his son Tucker were fed up with their neighbor who's let his cattle cross onto their land for the last 3 years. So they found a creative way to get his attention, but they've now been spared any legal action from the stunt.
The 2 Crook County ranchers who were accused of bleaching male genitalia shapes onto their neighbors' cows are no longer facing charges. The judge ordered the charges dropped, saying there wasn't evidence in support of probable cause.
The charges against father and son have been dismissed with prejudice, meaning a prosecutor could bring the charges again if additional evidence compels him. And readers reached out to Cowboy State Daily over the weekend to ask the location of the Wyoming Drive-In Theater featured in a new heart-tugging Chevrolet ad which addresses Alzheimer's disease. Cowboy State Daily's Dale Killingbeck reports that the drive-in is a real theater, but it's not actually in Wyoming.
In that story, in that mini movie, actually, there is a scene that shows a drive-in movie theater that has these big words, Wyoming. People around the nation might think that's the state of Wyoming, but it's not. It's actually in the state of Michigan, in the city of Dearborn.
It's actually the Ford Wyoming Drive-In Theater, a 5-screen drive-in located in Dearborn, Michigan that's billed as the nation's largest. But there still is a drive-in theater active in Wyoming. The American Dream Drive-In in Powell shows movies all summer long. And that's today's news. If you're ready to unlock your daily dose of Wyoming, sign up for the Cowboy State Daily newsletter at www.cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Kaur for Cowboy State Daily.